Good morning, everybody. The two of you, anyway. How you doing? Oh, I'm fuzzy. Gotta love a good fuzzy morning. Who is here? Make yourself known in the chat while I get the autofocus happening. There we go. My guess is it's Scott Davies. I haven't pressed play. Oh my gosh. 1 second, fellas. We've got music. How's everybody doing? Two people. We are live. We are on the new channel this morning, Flattening the Curve. And I tell ya, it's flattening. I decided to have a look at myself in the mirror this morning before I got on. Let's just get this on before I keep talking to myself. There we go. We are in Brasa Canyon in Italy. And we are 4 minutes 20 seconds in so far. And I've been doing this. Scotty Davies. This was Scotty Davies' recommendation. And it's great. You can kind of see how many kilometers per hour we're doing there on that left-hand side underneath the JB logo. We're doing 11 kilometers an hour at the moment, so quite slow. My actual normal speed is about 20. So when I'm out and about. Yesterday, for instance, rode around the city, went from South Melbourne along the Yarra River, around the MCG, and then over near the tennis centre, and then going towards the southeast along the Yarra River, went up onto Swan Street Bridge, and then followed the Yarra River all the way back to my office, which took about 35 minutes. So it's about a 20 kilometre pace, which is nice. It was 11 Ks. I hope Scotty's having his coffee this morning. This is his morning ritual. And it got me thinking too, nasty habits, not coffee. Well, coffee if you have way too many of them, but what are people's nasty habits? What are the things that you do that's just nasty? As Eddie Murphy would say in his comedy stand-up Delirious, just nasty. For me, nasty habits. I'll finish work and it'll be like 6 o'clock and I haven't eaten much because I've been working and I've been distracted by work, and I go, oh, I'm hungry. And sometimes before I even get home, and I know dinner's gonna be on the table, right? I'll stop by KFC and get some popcorn chicken, or I'll stop by McDonald's because it's 100 metres away from my door in South Melbourne and pick up like a cheeseburger or something, just to fill the void, you know what I mean, before you get home. Have something a bit naughty, a bit nasty, a bit nasty. Scotty, when you work for a coffee company, you kind of get hooked. I bet you do. And for me, that'd be an absolute killer for me, because one of the things with my health, I think it's just part of who I am, is if I have too much coffee or Red Bull or V or Monster or any of those kind of drinks, my heart races just like everybody, but my brain, I think because I run a business, starts to think something's wrong. And I know I've had that coffee, I know I've had that Red Bull or whatever it is, right? But I just can't shake it. This is good today, 130 beats per minute already. I get anxiety attacks, and I start to wonder what's wrong in the world. Is it going to impact me? Have I done something wrong? Is something going to go wrong? That's what goes on inside my head when I have way too much coffee. The interesting thing is, like, my heart rate now is up. It's up around the same beats per minute that it would be if I had a coffee or a Red Bull or a V or any of those kind of things. But I don't know what it is. My body knows I'm exercising, and I think it's because it's probably releasing a different chemical, like all those endorphins, that it says, hey, you're just exercising. That's a part of exercising. But if I'm not, if I'm sitting still and my heart's racing, like anything, right? You hear some bad news, your heart starts racing and your brain starts going crazy. So I've had to kind of stop the self-doubt and start just trying to wean that kind of stuff into my life. And I've tried so many times. I'd be out at a business meeting, for instance, not now, but before COVID, and it just seems wrong for me to say I'd like a decaf latte or I'd like just a glass of water when everybody else in that meeting is ordering coffees. You just feel out of place. And that's why Scotty is probably in a job too, because there's this Melbourne way of life, or Australia way of life, is that you meet, you have a coffee, you get up, you have a coffee, with dessert, you have a coffee. So it's a good way to be, and man, I don't know if it's the same way around the world, but coffee is crazy. Especially all the stuff now with your home coffee machines that become quite cheap. They're all Nespresso compatible, so you can use all the really good pods from Nespresso. There's a plug for Scotty. Whoa, you can tell we're in Italy, can't you? There's scooters everywhere. Let's show you a little bit more. Wow, we are going up some inclines today. Have a look at that on the right-hand side. We've only been going 1.1 kilometers. We're at that elevation, 308 meters. I guess Ohe is elevation. We're climbing. That's a decent climb. That's about a meter incline every, 3 seconds? That's nasty too. The big plus is the free coffee, I bet you get some awesome coffee, and depending how high ranking you are in a coffee shop or a coffee company, yeah, you'd get it everywhere. Coffee's so big too that they dedicate massive, huge fit outs in stores. We've got one here in the biggest shopping centre in the Southern Hemisphere called Chadstone, and it's amazing. They've got all these pods all over the wall. Different types, different flavors, different intensities and creamers, and they've even got like baristas there showing you how to make coffee at home using the machines that they sell. It's quite cool. Sweating it up. What am I at? 128. Let's increase the resistance there. Woo. Feel that in my legs. So it's saying at the moment, you can see just a 4 underneath where it says daily live half hour. That 4 is the incline. For 5% now. I'd love to be able to get this data as well. Scotty's probably the same. On your electric skateboard. I think this is just an Android capable device, and then this is a layer on top of your video. It's quite cool. It's got the temperature there. It's cut off for you, but it's like 28 degrees Celsius. It's quite nice. I've never understood the reasoning why some people just like to go up hills on bikes. There's nothing better than getting up a hill, and I'd be like, yeah, now finish hill, it's about the time, right? And then just go straight down, get your heart rate down, get your breath back. Feels like you've accomplished something, but just going up a hill. The new 360s do it. I might be getting a 360 soon through Mario Parra in the New York City e-borders. He's put a plug in with the manufacturer to say, hey, look after this guy. And that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So who knows? One might be rocking up and I can see what's going on there. And just Scotty, you're one of 2 watching. I'm guessing the other one's Danny. The overlays, yeah. I want them. They're so damn good. And I can imagine for speed tests, inclines, like you can really prove that you were doing that at that time. It will be awesome. Now, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the 360 camera. So Scotty, do you have one? Because they look great. They have a similar look now to the GoPro Hero 8. And except it's got some red trimmings and all that. But they look pretty damn good. I don't think they sell anywhere near as well as GoPro. And GoPro, their stock price has been going down quite a lot because obviously the demand is not as high anymore. They've got more competition. GoPro Max. You got a GoPro Max. GoPro Maxes are still pretty sweet too, but I'm not sure if they do the overlays. But the 360s, is it the Insta 360 you're talking about? Because that's the one that might be coming my way, which would be sweet. I do have that scooter. I still haven't had time to unbox it. I have been in touch with Mirth. That's how you say it. M-I-R-T-H. It's spelt M-E-A-R-T-H, Scooters. And they did do a bike at one stage, but they've discontinued that. They're focusing on scooters. Oh, he's got both. Nice work. But I do hope to get to that. Maybe if I get all my work done, I'll come home and do it. Yo, Danny! I thought you were there. You and Scotty, thanks for popping over. I have no idea what this music is. It came with the actual video. Oh, they just skipped a whole bunch of that incline. But how beautiful is Barassa Canyon in Italy? It's using the Garmin Verb, which I'm guessing is all this data, all this overlay. It's all possible. It's even got a map on that right-hand side underneath me there with a dot showing where you are. You must have to set up the trip or something beforehand to create that map. Or maybe it does it afterwards. Yeah, it probably does it afterwards actually. See that -3 incline, -2. So now he's flying, he's probably got his legs up, but I'll just keep punching. Whoa, my beats per minute is way down, 122. I would think, and the wife thinks, that because I'm talking so much, it's not exercising. But I'm sweating, and you can probably hear in my breath. Running a little late, no worries about it. We got 3 now. Good to see you, Mr. Black. Danny Black's got some awesome news that came through yesterday. I won't speak too much about it, but he potentially has found a very exciting, interesting way to monetize outside of mostly anything that people normally monetize on YouTube. And it's just because he's got such damn good skills. Hey, your wife thinks you talk too much. Do you think I do? I mean, it'd be dead silent to be, what do they call it? Dead air, I think they call it. I mean, you could just watch this, no problem. Yeah, niche, yeah. Danny has found a niche. And I think this person who's got in touch with him, if Danny does well on this, it could lead to full-time or maybe hired people that do this job. That would be so exciting, would be so cool. And he could do it from his home with his dog whiskey underneath his legs and, oh, it'd be so damn good. And I think it's just come because, whoa, get out the way of that car. I think it has come because he puts so much effort into what he does that people are starting to realize and recognize the quality. I'm not talking about it. Oh, I can talk about it. Okay, I'll just make sure I read that. Lol, you can talk about it. Okay. So, to give you an idea to the 2 people that are watching, plus Danny, is Danny got an email yesterday from a very, very well-known comedian in the States. As soon as I found out about that, I was on my way home. I chucked on the clip that Danny sent me, so this is the guy. For those that don't know, Sinbad is his name. He's very popular, he's been around for a long time, he's still killing it. Like this video clip of him performing at a theater in the US, which was during the Barack Obama, yeah, I said that right, when he was president, got in touch with him. And he said, Danny, love your stuff, love your videos. I see you're like the king of Mimo Live, which is the program I'm using right now to put this up. It's also the program Danny uses, and it's just awesome. It's Mac only, but I can control everything on my phone. There's two guys, I think from Germany, that run it, and they're very typical, you know, geeks, nerds, programming, doing updates. They really don't have much of a marketing division. And if they did, I think they'd be killing it. If they had someone that was putting together really good tutorials showing how powerful this software is And I think maybe Sinbad, just random Danny saying, it's one of those things that Sinbad's probably gone to them and said, I need help. And they're like, well, we don't have time to help you. You can read our tutorials, you can check out our videos. And he's like, this isn't helping me. Probably wrote back and said, look, do you know someone that uses Mimo? This is what I'm thinking, who's great at it, who would be able to help me. And I reckon because of all the streams that Danny's been in and everything, that the Mimo guy said, Danny Black, here, go check out his channel. He did, found Danny's email address, plugged away. And this is huge. Massive opportunity for Sinbad to have really good high quality live streams going out to his audience, but an amazing experience and opportunity for Danny to really get exposure of what it is that he does, which is just insane. All the animation, the intros, the outros, all that stuff. And there is the potential of Danny actually being the producer, actually controlling the cameras at Sinbad's location with whoever guests he's got on or whatever, directly from Brisbane at his house. This is the way of the future. You do not have to have massive sound stages and production companies and all that kind of stuff. You can have Danny Black in his study in Brisbane doing the broadcasting and the producing from his location. It's just phenomenal. So well done, Danny Black, being recognised. I think that's the start of something big. It's going to be great. Danny, I was like, this isn't the real Sinbad, come on. Traced his email address to his Facebook page of 500,000 followers. So that's pretty sweet. Pushing the remote producing would be best thing that could happen for all parties. Absolutely, because then people, how can I explain it? Imagine you being a playground maker, right? All the bits and all that kind of stuff. And it's highly technical. The playgrounds around the world these days for kids are super crazy, like huge trains and jumping castles and all kinds of stuff, right? So imagine if Danny put all these components together, the pieces of the playground, right? And then gave them to Sinbad, who has no idea how to install it, how to run Mimo, how to press things, how to use Mimo remote, none of that stuff. So Danny could, and I'm sure he'll suggest it, is do a remote producing role where he has everything set up on his computer and then he gets the feeds coming in from Sinbad live and then he pushes them out through a professional setup of production. So you might have also seen Joe Rogan. Everyone's seen Joe Rogan, right? What am I at? 126. So Joe is on one side, his guest is on the other, and then Jamie sits behind the cameras. You might hear him talk every so often, but he's the one that's basically choosing different camera angles and bringing stuff up on the big screen so they can talk about it. That's a producer's role, right? And rather than Jamie or Danny being there, Danny can separate himself out of there and do it from anywhere in the world. And right now, with what's going on with COVID and everything, it is an incredible opportunity to be able to work on something safely from home and do probably a on par or even better standard of live stream than you could if you were there. Exactly, Jay, you and I both know the woes of streaming. A lot of these people have no idea what bad can happen. Look, for instance, Danny's right. Sunday, I go live, everything's going well. I can hear Fabian, he can hear me. I've got all the stream going, the intro, and then I start getting, I think Scotty was probably the first, started saying, oh, we can't hear Jay. And I'm like, oh, this has got to be a joke. Because I can hear me, I can see the wavelengths going up and down when I talk. That's the output. I'm like, this can't be right. I tried for 40 minutes. Danny was in my ear as well. I got connected with him while I'm trying to talk to Fabian. Fabian did an awesome job, like keeping the thing going. But I was so stressed. And imagine if that happened to Sinbad. He's got maybe 3,000 people watching, hearing what he has to say, because he's so quick as a comedian with his responses that that could really kill his stream, his credibility. All those people would be like, this guy doesn't know how to stream, out. and they'll never go back again. So I think it's super important for him to get Danny to do remote, even if it's for the first couple of shows, to get the rhythm, to understand how this works, to do a countdown, the intro, bring things up on screen. Imagine if Sinbad could be there and he's like, Danny, bring this up. Danny can on his separate screen type in the address and feed it in. Amazing. So, huge, massive opportunity. And we could hear you connect to Danny, and we could hear a few words from Danny. I know why that's the case too. Because he was connected, because I had the computer audio feeding through, that's why you would have been able to hear Danny. He would have been like, oh, check this, or check that. Can you bring this up for me? So, interesting. And it makes sense. Exactly the way that it's set up is why you would have been able to hear Danny. And if I'd done it again, I probably would have put Danny on my phone versus on the computer. Yeah, it was kind of a Skype call. It was coming through Facebook Messenger. So we wait to see if he is for real or false. Well, I think the emails that you mentioned to us, Danny, he sounded pretty keen. And it did sound like he was weighing up his options, but I think this option is the best option. He could do it himself. He'd have to learn a whole bunch of stuff. He'd have to get all the, external GPUs. He'd have to get the software installed. He'd have to learn how to use it, or get someone else to learn how to use it. It just makes sense to have somebody that's got all that and produce it. Oh, and he gave you his phone number. It's an American number, but that's pretty cool. So if you look up Sinbad, S-I-N-B-A-D, comedian, you'll find that this guy is super funny, like really funny. And if, Danny, you want to, just chuck the link to the video that you sent to me yesterday, because that was hilarious. These tunnels, by the way, see that? That bike rider had to wait till it went green. You can find these in Italy, obviously, but you can also find them in New Zealand. And it's because these particular tracks were built so long ago, likely without concrete roads there, that they do not want to disrupt it. They just put a road in that can take up one car worth. You'll see somewhere up here that there'll be cars waiting to get through with another red light. It just stops traffic, especially in places that don't have a lot of traffic. That makes a lot of sense. Not to disrupt the ecosystem, the environment too much. I love all that cobblestone on the left-hand side of the road. Yeah, Xander sent it. There it is. So there's the link in the comments, live comments to it. What are we up? 26 and a half minutes. 126 beats per minute. I actually achieved my Apple Watch 3-ring goal yesterday. It's been 3 days in a row. I want to make it 4 today. For me, I've set it at 4,000 kilojoules per day, which is your steps. And this kind of stuff counts towards it too. Then the second one is your exercise. So I'll be smashing that exercise shortly. Got that set to 30 minutes. And then your stand-up goal, which is 12 hours a day. You have to make sure that within 12 hours that you stand up at least once for a minute or more. Have you tried the green screen yet? There it is. I haven't tried it yet. But even the wife was watching one of the past streams, which was the one about me getting dengue fever in Bali. And she had all these ideas for me as well, which was cool. How to position maybe the bike a bit better or whatever. Danny, I want to figure out how to go live here. Since it's under 1K, it's tough going live from my phone at the gym, and I've no equipment at home, so I might have to make up a workout. Maybe. And I've got some good news as well, Danny. Scott Davies, unfortunately, his gym has closed due to COVID. And Scott Davies is invested in a bike, and that bike is a gym bike. And that bike will be with him on Tuesday next week, all in bits, so you'll have to assemble it. But we hope to get Scott Davies on here for some cool chats, maybe some discussions on e-skate, That kind of thing would be quite cool. So that's what this is about, getting people exercising if you do have a bike at home, or if you've got a GoPro that you can stick to your head and you're out bike riding, that'd be cool. If we get sponsored by Techno Gym, yeah, we should. Once we get the numbers up, I think it'd be quite cool. And what I want to do by the end of this week, once I've got one more video, including this one, I'll start promoting this out to, health groups, exercise groups, gyms, that kind of thing, to be your daily morning ritual at 8 a.m. in the morning here in Melbourne, Sydney, Queensland. See how many people can get on. I think that'd be quite cool. Wow, he's flying along now. What's he going? 36 k's an hour. I love that I can see that. It's behind the JB logo for everybody else. 5 viewers. We're ramping up. G'day everybody. Welcome across if you are from my channel, or if you're just stumbling upon it. Say g'day in the chat. I can see we've had 7 people, I think, in total now. So people seem to be hanging around. Average watch time of 10 minutes, which is much higher than it was on the last channel. So it seems to make sense to split. The last channel was about the 6-minute mark, and now we're at 11 minutes average watch time, which is amazing. Mystery exchange. I'm not getting notifications, same yesterday. There's an easy fix for that. Underneath this video will be a subscribe button. If you press that, you might even see yourself come up on the screen to say this guy subscribed. But next to that is a little bell. You press that and click all, and that will get you notified. The subscriber number isn't accurate, it's like twice that. Yeah, something funky's going on, I think, maybe with YouTube. When this went live, Danny subscribes a bunch of channels. I subscribed all my channels. Ooh, a bit of a roadblock here. So we should be up at like 15. I think at the moment it's like 10, but it's getting there. But g'day, Mystery Exchange. Good to see you over on this side. So just make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell and press all, and you'll get notified next time. But I'm here 6 days a week, and you'll start to hopefully see people like Danny, Scott, Xander, maybe even Creaky. I think he started to show a bit of interest the other day. Coming on with their own shows, maybe at potentially specific times of the day or week. And this isn't monetized. You can't be monetized unless you've got 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 watch hours or something like that. We hit 30. Oh, we've hit 30. Oh, I've been having fun. Mystery Exchange, I've done that, still not getting notification. Interesting. Yeah, we'll get Skirty on now that he's had a baby, and he's probably sitting around eating cheesy products, chips, all that kind of stuff, which is what I did when I had my first kid. I'm like, oh my god, I need a bit of J time. Yum. Eating like takeaway because you can't be bothered, and because with a baby, you have no idea when that baby's going to scream, when it's going to need a feed, when it's crapped its pants, anything like that. So whenever you get the opportunity, stop. And I wish back then when I did stop, I kept going, you know what I mean? I got on a bike, I went for a ride, I did something. Because I think once you feel healthy and you're walking around and your boobs aren't wobbling when you walk downstairs or something, which has happened to me, it feels good. Not the wobbling, it feels good when they're not wobbling. All right. 10,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. Wow. Is that what you need these days? Or, I think, is it or and? Damn. There you go. All right. There we go for another day. Hope you enjoyed the first dedicated on the air half hour. It's got 1,000 subs. Wow. All right. Thanks very much, guys. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, here, but different place, doing our riding. And Scotty, thanks very much for the link to this particular video. There is more coming from this channel as well. I'm trying to see the channel name. It'll be in the show notes straight afterwards. Thanks, guys. And I'll just go back to J plus screen. Whoa! I stopped too quickly. Thank you for watching. Make sure you can tell your friends, whoever are exercise nuts, that this is happening. Get them to subscribe. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to one day have the confidence to rip up my top and show you some decent stomach lines there. Anyway, that's the dream. See you guys soon.